Talks with Tamron podcast. I am your host, Tamron Little, where I share my life and light as a thriving cancer survivor, giving you hope and inspiration. It's another video. Okay, I could be a little bit of a cornball sometimes, but I'm just so excited. I got to get used to this microphone check. Microphone check. Today, how y'all doing? This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So getting into the meat and potatoes of it all, just to bring light to what is cancer survivorship, and talk a little bit about the unseen challenges that I faced in survivorship. First of all, cancer survivorship to me is a term that just probably within the last 2 years or so just have been really getting the has been hitting the public spotlight, and it could be because of millennials like myself. AYAs really bringing to light the struggles of survivorship and what it is and what it's all about and what it ain't, what it is and what it ain't and what it's gonna be. Okay, I just had to say that. I told y'all I could be a cornball. Praise the Lord for all the cancer survivors out there that's still thriving, that's still fighting. Big ups to you. So what is cancer survivorship? First of all, survivorship, you are a survivor, a cancer survivor from the first day of diagnosis until the end of time. Okay, so even through treatment, after surgeries, you are a survivor. Some people may have their own interpretations on what it is, but just getting to the nitty-gritty of it, it is that duration of time. It is that journey. It is the journey of having cancer, pretty much. But what I really want to get into is the unseen challenges that I faced in survivorship. I actually did a article on this on Cure Today. So if you want to read more about it, because I do go into a little bit more detailed in my writings, just head over to curetoday.com and just type in the search bar unseen challenges of survivorship, or my name, Tamron, right? But the first challenge that I did not see coming, and I'm going to be looking over here because this is my notes, was managing my long-term side effects, or even knowing that I was going to have long-term side effects. You do get advised of the symptoms, the side effects. It kind of like reminds me of those commercials where it's like this medicine and the person is just happy and dancing and partying or running through the park, and then you hear in the background, this medicine may cause heart attack, stroke, diabetes, a blue foot, and even sudden death, and the person is just how you doing? Yeah. Like, what? A blue foot? Cardiac arrest? What? Itching and you're growing? Okay. So it's kind of like that, when you get your options, when you get your treatment options. And to be honest, when I got my treatment options, and this was from the second opinion, because the first opinion, because the first doctor I had, he didn't even give me no options. He was just like, well, we're just going to be waiting, until palliative care come in. Not, but anyways, all I heard was, you will be a good candidate for this surgery. And then after that, it was just like the Charlie Brown adults, wow. Okay, where do I sign? But it's, not that I didn't take the effects into consideration, or not that I was not serious about it or anything like that. I was, okay. I was trying to get rid of the cancer that I had, that they said I had 18 months to live. So um, I really didn't think about the long term side effects. I really didn't, to be honest. When you're in that type of situation, you're not thinking about that. You're just like, okay, radiation, chemotherapy, this surgery, okay. I understand, but um, when you're in your survivorship journey, when you're finished with the treatments, when you're finished, you've had the plethora of surgeries, then when things start to calm down and you get into your new normal, because you're not going to doctor's appointments every day, you're not going to the lab every other day, you're not going to get this scan once every 2 weeks, and then things start to kind of slow down, and then that's when you notice, oh wow, I don't have as much as energy as I used to. I can't just jump right back into that, or um I'm having trouble sleeping, um appetite, those are definitely long-term side effects. Brain fog, which I have, even though this has nothing to do with cancer, but COVID, even from COVID, the long COVID after effects symptoms is true, and it's, the same thing with treatment, with cancer treatment. Um, the long term side effects for me were mental health. I suffered panic attacks, anxiety attacks. Um, I mean, horrible. Okay, horrible. And I'm so glad that I got the help that I needed. Because I think I actually talked about this in a previous episode, where doctors thought that it was something else, like they thought it was heart related or lung related or this and that, but it was just really um, my mind saying, okay, girl, we in fight or flight mode. What we doing here? Because even long after you're finished with treatment and your body starts to regenerate and heal itself, your mind is like, okay, what's going on? We just went through that, and now you just, no, we just not going to be going back to normal. Okay, we had some trauma, and we need to go through that trauma and find ways to cope and to alleviate some of the um, some of the thoughts and the mind games and things like that. um so another symptom that, or side effect that I knew would be a would would maybe come into play, you know they give you those percentages and all of that, and I always knew it in the back of my mind was, um, the type of surgery I had was very aggressive. And to hear more about that, I actually did a webinar with the doctor who performed my surgery, Dr. Levine. I did a webinar, and you can find that at asbestos.com. The webinar that I did, I think that was last year, where we, talk about the surgery and how I was a great candidate and the after effects of the surgery and, things like that. But one of the things that he did talk to me about was my kidneys being impacted. At the time, like I said before, I really was not concerned because I'm like, at least I will be living, and I won't have cancer anymore. So, um, even like years after my surgery, when I was going to follow up care about my primary care, you know, they they always really like looked into my blood work and my kidney function, and one of my kidney levels was like always elevated. So they, watched me, and I went and, got follow up visits and follow up testings. And so they was just like, okay, yeah, this is just going to be your normal, your, baseline. It's not dipping, and it's not getting higher. So, it's chronic pretty much. So here recently, like 2 years ago, or maybe like a year and a half ago, um, doctors formally put a name to it. And so one of the side effects from the surgery that I have been coping with is chronic kidney disease. Um, stage, it's like it's different stages of it. But I was told I have stage 3. Um, so, and even with that, um, I got a second opinion, because I'm like, what you talking about? Ain't nothing wrong with my kidneys, just my creatinine level is a little bit elevated, but it's always been elevated because, of the surgery. So, even after my second opinion, and they confirmed it, I'm like, okay, I just have to do what I have to do to um, make sure that it does not get worse. So I got a praise report. So I actually had a follow-up appointment with my nephrologist, and my kidney levels look good. I still have chronic kidney disease, stage 3, but she did say that my blood work, like the last time, was in the range of stage 2. So if I continue to maintain it, then she will change the diagnosis to stage 2. But whose report do I believe? I believe the report of the Lord, okay? And God said I'm healed, kidneys and all. So, I was actually happy, and two, even now, and I'm a great advocate for myself. Ask those questions. Okay, so what does this mean? You know, what does this mean for me, for the future? What I need to do. And pretty much, once your kidneys are damaged, no matter if it's small damage, mild damage, they're damaged. And it, happened 17 years ago. So it's a chronic condition. And it's not getting any worse, thank God. So I'm maintaining that, level of it's stable, thank God. So, different things like that, I really I really did not think about that at the time of long-term symptoms or long-term effects. But I am grateful, because some people with the same cancer or with a similar cancer has part of their lung, or they have a colostomy bag, or they need oxygen, or so I am grateful. But that was an unseen challenge that I did not really think about, of the different long-lasting symptoms or effects. But it is what it is. So if you're a survivor as well, just embrace it, and just, it's just your new normal. So before I keep dwelling on that. The second thing is adjusting to changes um, in my body, with my body. Like I said before, I had surgery. So I actually have a 12-inch scar, and I say cascading down my abdomen. Um, and there was times where I didn't even like to look in the mirror at my stomach. To be honest, like my face, because I'm so beautiful. But my stomach, not so much. So I had to adjust to that, Um, and I know some people's like, but it's just a scar. Yeah, it's a scar. A long one at that. But, one day I was talking to my husband, and he was just like, but he, really changed my perspective on it. And he was just like, but every time that you look at that scar, be reminded of how far God has brought you. Be reminded that that scar is there, yeah, but you don't have cancer anymore. So every time I look at it, I'll be like, okay, yes, thank you, Jesus. So, and other people, like I said before, they will have to get adjusted to maybe not having a limb, or partial lung, or different medical equipment that they have to use in their daily lives. Medication, taking a lot of medication, switching medications, all of that really has effects and impacts on your body. So going into survivorship, I really, like I said before, I really didn't even think about it, but I knew that there would be changes and stuff like that. And I know y'all like, well, Tamron, goodness, what did you think? You was just gonna go through it and nothing was gonna be changed? Sometimes I did, because you go through those moments where you're just like on cruise control, on autopilot, and you're not really, like, your mind is somewhere else, but your body is there. And after talking to a lot of survivors, I wasn't the only one feeling that way. You just have to do what works for you. But so that second thing is adjusting to changes in my body. And another thing, another thing was scanxiety. Okay, I don't know who made this word up, but it's relatable. Okay, scanxiety. Scanxiety is where any test, I don't care if it's a fingerprint, not a fingerprint, a finger prick, a CAT scan on your foot. When you are a cancer survivor, it's like you have PTSD, which you do. And any scan, any test gives you scanxiety. And like you have a mini or a major anxiety attack. And I've been cancer free 17 years and counting, and I still get scanxiety. To be honest, I really didn't even know what anxiety really was, but still to this day I get scanxiety. And when I go to have different tests, y'all, I am looking at my phone waiting to get that my chart notification, stalking the results. Okay, and then when the results come in, I am going line by line, precept by precept, okay, verse by verse, and I am reading all of it, And is that healthy? No, it ain't. But we are human and it happens. And I'll be the first one to tell you when I do start those results and they do come in and I see something that is a little red flag, I will message, I will message my doctor in 5.5 seconds. So, and two, with that anxiety comes with the fear of reoccurrence. So, as I said before, and I'll say it again, when you're when you've entered your survivorship journey, where you're in this survivorship journey, there are going to be times where you think the cancer is going to come back. And a lot of times these feelings and these emotions arise when you got to have blood work, when you got to have a CT scan, anything. You know, I don't care if it's on your elbow. It's going to, you know, those emotions are going to fester up. And to be honest, you know, and going through therapy and, you know, things like that, it's going to come. You know, we are all human, and I keep hitting this microphone, but we are all human and we have emotions. And so one of the things that I learned about it is just learning how to cope with those feelings and knowing that it is all right to feel the feels. We are human and we're going to be feeling the feels because we have emotions. We have, you know, God has blessed us with nerve endings, and, you know, especially women, because women have more than, you know, men. So giving yourself grace and allowing yourself to process those feelings, to say, hey, okay, I feel like this. I feel on edge because I don't know what the results are going to be. And then your mind goes down a rabbit hole. It's okay. Okay. Just don't dwell and get stuck at that point. And because you're going to have scan anxiety. I mean, I just had it. Like, I had to have a couple of tests in. When I tell you, okay, I was trying to have a straight face, trying to be strong, and not show that I was concerned, but I was. And I even told God, I was like, Lord, you know, I even prayed about it, but I was still scared a little bit in the back of my mind, because it's, you know, your mind and your body goes through trauma. But it's okay. It is okay. It's normal human feelings. And there were a lot of unseen challenges that I am facing, or challenges that I went through in this survivorship journey. And it's a journey. And it's a learning experience every single day. This survivorship journey, like I said before, it's a whole different ball game. But I am grateful. I am grateful that I'm able to utilize this platform and other platforms. You know, through my writing, through my speaking, through my advocating, to that somebody that may be watching this, somebody that may be listening to this, may be going through treatment right now, may have just found out that you had cancer, that you have cancer, or that your loved one has it. But for me to be able to share my story and my experience from a transparent point of view, nothing textbook here, you know, really gives me the strength and the motivation to keep pushing, to, you know, and I want to motivate you and inspire you and let you know that there is hope. And so, and to prepare you for this survivorship journey. Um, because it's everyone has their own experience with cancer. No, no two are alike. Um, but the survivorship journey is another ball game, folks. But anyways, to wrap up, I do go into more detail in the article that I wrote on curetoday.com. So if you would like to read more about the unseen challenges of survivorship from Tamron's perspective, please feel free. Go to curetoday.com and you can type in the search bar. You can type in my name, and all the articles that I have written for them will show up. And I hope that you guys can take from this today, just as, even if it's just a slither of hope. Take it, grab it, girl, grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. But yeah, so that's all for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. And one thing I want you to remember is that you have the power and the authority to command your day. So make it a good one. Until next time, love you, mean it.